Welcome to EXPodcast, the only podcast that streams live from your mom's house. I'm here today with my lovely girlfriend, Jennifer P. Ross. How are you today?
I'm good now that you're here.
Oh, don't be gross.
I'm sorry. I'm reeling it back. I fucking hate you. Headshots.
Great. Well, okay. Well, today... Woo! Yeah, okay, done. I've been shot in the head. I guess this is the last episode of your podcast. I guess bury me in the fucking dirt.
Did I fucking
No, this is good. We're gonna go with it.
Okay.
All right. Before I was so rudely interrupted. Well, today is an exciting day for us because we get to talk about an amazing franchise.
Yay!
By the name of Pikmin.
Pikmin.
If you haven't played Pikmin, we're about to throw you onto the hype train. It's a one-way ticket, my friends.
Yeah, you're never coming back.
If you have played Pikmin, just sit back and enjoy, and otherwise, strap yourself into the hype train.
The one way.
So we're doing this episode in honor of Hey Pikmin for the Nintendo 3DS, which is the newest installment. We're going to spread the good word of Pikmin here. Hey Pikmin is the newest game in the franchise, but we will not be covering Hey Pikmin because it's new. It's a new type of Pikmin adventure, and we hope that y'all pick it up and enjoy it. We always say there is two types of people. People who like Pikmin and people who haven't played it.
True.
And with that said, let's pick it up. So you excited about Pikmin, Jen?
I'm so pumped. Next to Ace Attorney, Pikmin's probably one of my favorite franchises. It's really hard to make a sweeping statement like that, but it's true. I've been playing it since the first game. I love it.
You love it?
Yeah.
In love with it?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so Pikmin's an RTS. I think I like RTSs, but they always end really horribly for me. I played maybe 3 different Civ games growing up, and I would be making my little town one day, and then the next day, it'd be burning down, and it'd be filled with wolves, and my imaginary family would be dead. But that doesn't happen in Pikmin, and I really like that.
And for you listeners out there, RTS stands for real-time strategy, which is a type of game where you sort of micromanage a large number of units like StarCraft or Civ or, the Lord of the Rings had a few that were pretty sick. And it is really hectic. And, Warcraft 2 is a big one too. But yeah, it's really hectic and really, really painful and hard to play. And I usually hate them.
Yeah.
I feel like I say I hate a lot of games on this podcast, which is not true. I love almost every game. But
Leon's
it's just because they stress me out. There's a lot. I was telling Jen this story last night, and it's back in the StarCraft 2.
As we were falling asleep together, he's telling me the horrors of his RTS
No, we sleep
experiences.
in separate beds.
That's true.
Yeah.
Bunk beds, twins.
Yeah, because we're not that kind of family.
I got top bunk.
No, yeah. Oh yeah, you wish you were top bunk.
Hey, bitch.
Okay. Anyways, so StarCraft, when the Terrans would launch their nuclear strike, and it'd be like, nuclear launch detected. I'd be like, what do I do? What do I do? Zerg rush everything to send all my units out, and then it's launch a nuclear launch on myself.
You have to evacuate. Can you not make a safe house?
Listen, I suck at. I don't know how to play that game still.
Is there a safe house mechanic in
I need
StarCraft?
to go to Korea and sit under a waterfall with a computer and either get electrocuted or learn how to play.
That's definitely how they get that good.
Yeah, StarCraft. But anyways, so Pikmin is type of RTS game. But for our listeners out there, can you do me a favor and sort of put Pikmin into a nutshell? Talk about it a little bit, how many games are there in the series, and how do they play, and what makes Pikmin? For someone who may have never even seen Pikmin in the stores before, which I doubt that person exists, but
Okay.
Just in case, we want to be inclusive.
Of course, definitely. EXPodcast is all about inclusivity. But
Is that a word?
I think so.
Okay.
It sounds fake. I said it and I thought it sounded fake, but I'm pretty sure it's real.
Okay. So Pikmin in a nutshell. Let's hear it.
Okay, so Pikmin in a nutshell, real-time strategy game where you are a alien from another planet, crash landed on an Earth-like planet. You come across...
Which is pretty much Earth.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no humans, just a lot of human evidence.
Yeah,
that you see. But you come across
hopefully all the humans are dead.
these multicolored plant-like creatures that you can harvest from the ground. And they follow you around, and those are your units that you can use. You can harvest more of them based on, I guess, like taking down enemies. They take this makes Pikmin sound a lot less cute than it really is.
Yeah.
A really big part of it
are very, very adorable.
Yeah, they're part of my love of Pikmin also is why I really love Kirby, because it's like a platformer where you're like hacking and slashing away, but you're really cute. Same with Pikmin. It involves a lot of strategy, and there's a lot of taking down your opponent like strategically, but it's really adorable at the same time. For any of you people out there that just want like a breath of fresh air and love nature, that's what Pikmin is.
And there's red Pikmin and yellow Pikmin and blue Pikmin and purple Pikmin and white Pikmin. There's a lot of Pikmin, and they're all cute.
Yeah, they just make up your army, and they all, depending on their color, they all have different abilities. Like, blue Pikmin can swim in water, obviously.
Well, we'll get over that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're right.
No tangents.
My favorite.
Yeah. So that's Pikmin in a nutshell. A real-time strategy game with adorable plant-like creatures on a Earth-like planet.
Yeah, and you're an alien.
Yeah, and you're an alien. And
which is sick.
Each game has a different goal and a theme, which we're going to go over here in a minute. But yeah, Pikmin's great. I think you covered it all pretty much.
Yeah, I just like as a general idea, and I think everyone knows what Civ is. I think everyone
Civilization.
Civilization. Everyone had that weird friend that played it in middle school, and you looked at it, and you're like, okay. But Pikmin is, I don't know, not a PC game. I think it's like one of the. Is it the only RTS that's released on console?
No. There's plenty of RTSs on console.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Star Fox 64. Not fucking Star Fox 64. No, StarCraft 64. You've got the Lord of the Rings games. You've got Goblin Commander on the GameCube. There's a lot.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
But I think Pikmin is the most unique RTS game. In fact, like, it didn't even occur to me instantaneously when I was writing this episode that Pikmin wasn't RTS until I thought about it for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so anyways, but yeah, Pikmin's great, and it's a really unique game, and we're going to talk about that now. So before we talk about the games, Pikmin has had a few amiibos come out, and amiibos are really cute, and you guys should check them out. They're a fun little Nintendo product, sort of like a Skylander or a Disney Infinity figure that you can like put onto your Nintendo games, and they enhance your games.
They look great over your fireplace because you're gonna have a million of them.
Yes, I have a lot of them. In
you
my
will start
collection.
to just use them as firewood. Not really.
No,
they're very expensive, but you will just get a lot.
Yeah. I mean, they're like the Beanie Baby collectibles of Nintendo, but they're super great. And I have like all the Smash Brothers ones, and we've got Jen and I have I think we have all the Kirby ones.
Yeah.
I've got
when Robobot
the
came
new
out,
Fire Emblem guys. I've got all the Zelda ones except for a few of the Breath of the Wild guys. Although I will complain a little bit right now. I'm having a very difficult time.
Shout out now.
I'm having a difficult time with some fucking amiibos. The people who are scalping these things, fuck you. Because I just want to say, that's fucked up, man. Because I'm like a big Nintendo fan, and I can't even get one. Imagine like a kid who just wants like the new Zelda amiibo.
This little Zelda amiibo.
Yeah, I saw on eBay the other day. Okay, like the Breath of the Wild amiibo. Someone had bought like a crate. They had like 27 Bokoblins, like 30 Guardians,
Dude,
like
they've got
70
the in with
Zeldas.
A Walmart employee or something.
Yeah, like they spent a ton of money or didn't, and they're just like selling them on eBay for like $80 a pop, and that's just like immoral and fucked up. Like, I know you're trying to like make a buck, and you just don't give a shit, and like my words are not gonna sway you, but I just want to know that you can go fuck yourself. Because like,
dude, this is really intense.
Yeah,
it's getting heated up in this Pikmin episode.
Because I went to go pre-order the new Champion Breath of the Wild amiibos, which are beautiful, by the way, and I can't because like they're already sold out. And then there's like Amazon exclusive ones, and it's like people are just like flipping them, and I get flipping them for like a good price because they sell it because they're popular, and that's fine. Like if they sell it because they're popular, that's cool. But scalpers like can eat a dick.
Dude, you can't get mad because now Nintendo is like the popular chick around, and like
listen, I've been helping
I know
out
you've been with
Nintendo
since the start.
Since the start,
you know,
back when they called my GameCube the Gay Cube, and then they like
that did happen.
Yeah,
that's his tragic backstory and why Leon turned out the way that he did.
That's not exactly why.
No, he's got other tragic backstories. He's very with
I thought that was hilarious actually, especially because all of my friends who were playing Halo, which was a fun game, wanted to come over and play Wind Waker, but they're just like still call my GameCube the Gay Cube. They're like, don't tell my other friends that I'm playing Zelda at your house.
I'm just gonna say right now, the Gay Cube sounds intense, and I want to be a part of it because it sounds like I'm transcending the organic plane. Like we are breaking from corporeal form and becoming gay cubes. So I'm into it. But anyway, Pikmin.
But yeah, the Pikmin amiibos are really cool. There's not a ton of them, but they are cute, and I hope that they keep making them. I'm really a big fan of them.
Ready to use it in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Pikmin there in
I would
the
love a
plains
Pikmin
in
costume
Hyrule Field.
that you like a Pikmin hat you could put on your horse.
I want to be accompanied by Twilight Princess Wolflink and also Pikmin.
Yeah.
But they actually are the accurate tiny size.
Yeah.
So they get trampled by Epona.
I mean, I just
really.
want to
God.
in Shigeru Miyamoto, the guy who created The Legend of Zelda and Super Mario Brothers, also created Pikmin. And it's like his little love child. We're going to talk about that more when we talk about his like Pikmin shorts creation at the end of the podcast.
That is such a good point that you just brought up because like if you like Zelda, then the same brain that made like Zelda made Pikmin.
Yes.
So all of the like beauty and like tight aesthetics and gameplay and thought is also in Pikmin, but it's just far less popular.
It has been picked very carefully.
He's going to be doing that the whole episode.
Yes.
Brace yourself.
I got more of them too.
Oh,
and it's all going to be the same joke over and over again.
Totally.
And then people are going to like not play Pikmin out of spite. And then like Shigeru Miyamoto is going to like come to my mom's house and be like, you need to ground Leon.
Balkan. You need to. Why is that my voice for Miyamoto? Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. So we're gonna start with we're just gonna go over each of the current main entries in the title, not including the new game. We're going to talk just a little bit about each game, not to spoil anything for you, just to give you an idea, because they are different from each other. They have the same base gameplay, but they're fun. This is going to be a good time. So we're going to start with Pikmin 1, that was released on Nintendo GameCube.
OG Pikmin.
Yeah.
On the GameCube.
Yeah, on the Nintendo GameCube, and also on the on the Nintendo Wii as a re-release for like the Motion Plus controls and a few tweaks to the gameplay, but not too much. Pikmin 1, his main character's name is Olimar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Captain Olimar riding the SS Dolphin.
Yep. Dolphin was the code name for the GameCube. So.
Ooh, look at that. Parallels. Ooh, break it down Nintendo. All of its secrets.
And you, that one is, I like to call that one the 30 Days to Die game.
Yeah, it is. If you were stressed out by, Majora's Mask at all, which I mean in retrospect wasn't that stressful, but we were all children in our developmental years.
Like, how the fuck do I like get the moon to go back up in the sky?
Yeah, terrifying.
Pikmin 1 is stressful, probably the hardest entry in the series.
I'd say, I think that we're gonna talk about 2, but I think 2 got a lot easier, and then 3 found a good middle ground. But yeah, it is 30 Days to Die because your Captain Olimar, Hokashian? No, a Hokotate that crash landed. Yeah, exactly. Crash landed on Earth, and you don't breathe oxygen because he's an alien.
He wears a fishball on his head.
Yeah, and his life support system can only support him for 30 days, so he has to find all his ship parts before he dies.
Shit. Yeah,
exactly.
his ship explodes on impact. So like he is on planet Earth, and it's like oxygen is toxic to his people.
Yeah,
he's just like, oh no.
Oh my god, we didn't even mention. Okay, so you actually no, if you know Olimar via like Smash Bros, then this is not relevant to you at all.
Oh, but that he's tiny?
Yeah, Pikmin's tiny. Like Olimar
they're
is a
really
tiny
small.
alien.
They're like what, ant size or like maybe a little bigger?
Yeah,
like
and that's
size?
part of what makes the world so gorgeous.
That's why like flowers are like trees and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you liked the aesthetics of The Secret World of Arrietty, like the Miyazaki Ghibli film.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing. It's like being able to view small things in a
Mouse
grandiose.
Guard, that like book and comic series with like the mice running around in the forest as knights, is kind of like that too.
Exactly. It's that's what makes it so. It emphasizes the nature feel, right?
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, it's definitely earthy for sure. Yeah, but like Captain Olimar is like I actually like did not like the game when I first got it when I was a kid. I like really hated it. I was really confused. It was really stressful. It was like 30 days. If you don't complete the goal in 30 days, like you lose the game.
I don't think that Pikmin's like any other Nintendo game that I played. So when I was just buying Nintendo games and then I bought Pikmin, it really blew my mind. I was also really confused. I could easily see how people could just turn away from it or just not like it upon immediate
it's
contact.
really weird. But yeah, I mean like it took Pikmin 2 to like make me go back and play it. And once I replayed Pikmin 1, well, even like just played it, understanding what Pikmin was, I loved Pikmin 1.
Yeah.
But man, I was like stressed out. I was like in my like little kid diaper, just sitting there covered in Cheeto dust.
Oh my
just
God.
being like, oh my God, I've got 30 days. And I just kept like sleeping in my fucking, I like didn't understand like the passage of time in that game. Cause like, essentially you've got all your Pikmin in that game. It's the red Pikmin, yellow Pikmin, and blue Pikmin. It's the 3 basic ones. And like you've got them and you got to collect your ship parts and solve puzzles, like the overall puzzles. But I didn't get that. And like my Pikmin just kept getting eaten by the indigenous creatures, like the bulborbs and stuff.
Yeah.
And like just dying and exploding themselves with bombs. And then like I would just go back to the ship and I'd end the day. And then like I would be in the ship, and any Pikmin you leave behind like get eaten by, like, and the game makes you watch them die.
Yeah,
like,
see, that's
so at the end of the day, you like go to your ship, right, and it counts down before the sun sets because all the enemies get really aggressive at night. So Olimar has to retreat, and you have to just watch your Pikmin get murdered. And I didn't get it, so I had like no Pikmin, no days.
Yeah, that sounds so fun.
Yeah, covered in Cheetos, dust, and drool.
I think I fared a little bit better than you, actually.
Usually.
Hey, calm down there, cutie pie. Calm down. But I think honestly, I love you. I think part of maybe why I might have fared better than you is also why I fared a little better than you in Fire Emblem Awakening for a second.
For a second.
I mean, I got fucked later, so don't worry about it. Leon is amazing at all video games. He's very talented.
Disclaimer.
Man. Yeah,
Leon is the best. The best gamer. King gamer.
He made a video game podcast. Who does that?
I know, right?
A man good
it is
at video
the only
games.
video game podcast available on the internet.
In the world. Okay.
I'm
anyway.
thinking.
So one thing that I have going for me in video games is that I read everything. So like the shit that you mash through, you press A because there's so much fucking text. I read all of that. So I think that's why Pikmin went better for me. I'm not saying that there's a lot of text. There's just a lot of really tiny mechanics that are really accessible that if you take advantage of, it makes your life easier. But it's like, I'm not saying this from saying it's an overly complicated game standpoint. I'm saying it as in it's masterfully like balanced and it's really thoughtful.
Yeah. I mean, you usually read all the text. Now, I also do read the text too, like because I play a lot of RPGs. But like, whenever I don't read like a small piece of text
it's
that
the
you
important
did
thing.
read, like it'll come up, and that happened recently in Breath of the Wild when I was like asking you a question about the Yiga clan, and you're like, "Well, they work for Ganondorf." Or whatever. They work for like the evil people. And I was like, wait, what? And they're like, yeah, what? They just say like, I was like, why don't they just hang out with the Sheikah and like Ganon's evil? And they're just like, yeah, they're employed by him. And I was like, since when? And you're like, this guy right here in the beginning of the game just says it.
Yeah, he's like crying on the side of the road and he's like blah blah blah. And also that's what happened in Awakening. He didn't even know about the marriage mechanic until halfway through. And Chrom proposed to me and I showed him and Leon was so flabbergasted. He was like, Chrom never did that to me.
Yeah, well, also in Fire Emblem Awakening, not to go on a tangent, I played all the other Fire Emblem games, like in the series, including the ones that didn't come to America, like the Japanese ones, like Gaiden and stuff, which is like what the new one is remade of. And like they never had that in any of the games. So Awakening was like the newest, that was its new edition, but it didn't tell you about it. So I just assumed that it was just a good Fire Emblem game. And then all of a sudden, like, ta-da, Chrom wants to fuck you. Like,
hey, he wants to lovingly hold me for the rest of my life and support me emotionally.
I've seen that look that he gave you before. I know what it is. No. Anyway, so back to Pikmin 1. So it's a 30 Days to Die game. So let's go over a little bit, like, with the Pikmin themselves.
Yes.
There's 3 different types of Pikmin in Pikmin 1. You've got the red Pikmin. They have no ears.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah.
So
they
let's
all
describe each of the Pikmin a little bit. So
Okay.
they're all little plant people. They all have little like
They're really simple.
They have little leaves on their heads.
Yeah, they got that Kirby appeal. There's like
Yeah.
a little bit to it, but you love them, and yeah, they got little leaves on their heads. They're so cute. The leaves also indicate how strong they are. So you have like slight levels of differences within each color of Pikmin. So leaf, and then it buds, and then it turns into a flower.
Yeah, like other RTSs, like instead of being like level 1, 2, and 3, like a level 3 unit would be like a flowered Pikmin.
Oh my god, that's such a good point.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
I forgot about, because RTSs have simple like slight.
Yeah, and then
I'm
like
sorry,
and then like when you we'll get to this too, but when you use like items like the spicy liquid,
Spicy juice.
yeah, the spicy juice on your Pikmin,
You just fucking cocaine up your Pikmin.
It's a buff.
Shit,
So
dude.
yeah,
You're
it's an
translating
attack
all this
buff.
really cute. Pikmin also is really good with having really tight like word use or writing.
Writing, yeah.
Uh-huh. So like buff and like levels all translate really well to this really cutesy alien world.
Yeah, so the red Pikmin are red with little leaves on their heads or whatever. They all have leaves on their heads.
Yeah. So the red Pikmin have noses.
Yeah, they get
That's
noses.
important to know.
Yep, and they're immune to fire.
Yes.
Which is pretty cool. So you can like, if you see like an enemy that's just like torching your Pikmin, and by the way, when your Pikmin die, the game makes you feel horrible. Like the souls leave their bodies and they go,
Oh, that's a really
and
good
you have to
imitation.
watch them drown and shit. And enemies mercilessly kill your Pikmin like violently, but the fire Pikmin will not set on fire. They're immune to that. So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then the yellow Pikmin have ears and are like more lanky.
Yeah. No, I don't.
I think
You
they're
might be right.
stretched. I think they're a little taller. Or their head to body ratio is different.
Yeah.
But
I agree with that.
yeah, they got big ears like elf ears, like Link or whatever. And then they're like
Nerd.
they're yellow. Yeah, they're yellow, but like they're immune to electricity, and they can also like in later games hold hands and create like a circuit. Which is cute. And they also, this makes them really useful, they also have a when you use your Pikmin, like unlike other RTS games, Olimar he throws them. That's your main way to attack. So you can throw your Pikmin, or you can command them to go do things or march and bring things back to home base, because that's like how you collect stuff. And the yellow Pikmin have a better throw arc. They go higher.
Yeah. I also have to mention in a moment of emotion that like they hold hands, and when you throw them, and if they don't have something to do, like you threw them in a weird place, they just look at you and they wave. And when they are they're holding something and bringing it back to your ship, they go hip hop hip hop hip.
They also
hop.
sing with the music of the song.
They
of
sing!
the world, which is
Yeah.
very thematic.
It's in there. It's all really subtle. It's so cute.
So cute.
Uh-huh.
They're adorable. And you're gonna hear that a lot from us this episode, that they're just fucking adorable.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like this episode is not hardcore. It's very cutesy. This is all
Pikmin
about.
is hardcore. Just wait till we get to Pikmin bingo.
Oh well, I mean, are you sure you want to go over Pikmin bingo? Because that's gonna be embarrassing for you. So, but we're gonna get to that. We gotta move forward here. So blue Pikmin.
Oh my god.
So blue
I'm
Pikmin.
going to transcend through the audio and through the microphone, into your microphone, out of the microphone, into your face. Okay, moving on.
Yes, moving on, please. So blue Pikmin. Blue Pikmin are they can swim. Well, actually, they don't even swim. They just breathe underwater.
No, they can swim in 3. Idiot.
All right, man. Don't even make me bring up the records. Don't make me bring the receipts in here. All right, so blue Pikmin, they breathe underwater. What is their defining quality? What do they have? They have little mouths, right?
They have mouths, but
They're little triangle mouths, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're little gill
They're
mouths.
their gills. They don't eat. Like, they don't have a mouth to eat. They're
Yep.
just little gills.
Yeah, which is adorable. So Pikmin 1 only has those 3. You have 30 days to collect your ship, or you fucking die. You get the bad ending.
Yes.
There's 3 endings in Pikmin 1, which is pretty unique to it. And you play as Olimar. It's good stuff. So Pikmin 2 comes around, also on the GameCube.
Dose.
And re-released on the Wii later as well, just like Pikmin 1, as a motion controls plus option.
Wow.
And in this game, you play as Olimar and Louie, because they added the partners mechanic in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
quick plot summary.
Yeah, give us a plot summary, Jen.
Olimar survives his 30-day trial, makes it back to his home planet, only to find out that his place of employment is going out of business. He takes the newbie, Louis, and goes back to planet Earth because he finds out that a bottle cap that he kept as a souvenir was like $1 bajillion on his alien planet. So his boss is like, go back to that sweet ass planet that you almost died on.
Well, they had to sell they had to sell the SS Dolphin too, remember?
Yeah, that's true.
And the new ship SS Drake, which is the one that you use in the second game, is the one that like absorbs a bottle cap.
You're right. You're right.
So Louis is the newbie. He's kind of a fuck up.
He's the worst.
Yeah, Louis is the worst Pikmin character.
A good way. Like,
yeah.
I mean, you want to hate him. The game wants you to hate him because he's a big old fuck.
He's the Luigi of the game.
No, don't compare him to...
I'm not saying that because Luigi's a fuck up, but he's like Olimar looks like Mario. He's got the big nose and his name sounds like Mario. It's
Is that on purpose?
Yeah, Olimar's it's Olimar. It's Mario with an L in it. It's
Marlio.
It's Marlio. Yeah. And
My
Louis is like
Mario
Luigi. And Louis is taller than Olimar and has a different shaped nose.
Oh my god.
They're just missing the mustache and the hats.
I'm transcending into the plane of the gay cube.
Yeah, well, that's why I am Cheeto Cereal over here, EXPodcast, man.
This is why he has a nerd podcast and I'm over there being cool.
That's why you're a pleb. I'm just kidding. I love you. All right. So anyways,
I wish that this wasn't a podcast and that viewers could see or listeners could see my fucking face. Anyway, moving on.
It's beautiful. So Olimar and Louis are the main characters of Pikmin 2. And yeah, it's a money quest. You got to make some money. And Louis just really fucks it up for you a lot. So you go to the planet and you actually fuck up and you crash land. And you're separated from Louis. So like part of the game is finding Louis. And then like you even get a third character, which is the president later on.
Yeah, your
but
boss
we're not going to tell
down.
you why. But he is the president of your home planet is playable at one point in the game.
He's not the president of your home planet. He's the president of your company.
Oh yes, sorry, the president of the company.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so in that game, they added they had the red, yellow, and blue Pikmin, but they also added purple and white Pikmin. And also, you could get the Bulbmin Pikmin as well.
Yeah, those are weird.
Yeah, so I'll let you explain the purple and the white Pikmin.
Yes.
But the Bulborbs are these the iconic guys. You'll see them on the front of the first game.
Yeah, front of the first game, and I think they're on the. Oh yeah, they're on the third.
The second one's the crab.
Yeah,
the first.
By the way, the second cover is horrifying. It's like that Play-Doh style that they use for some Pokemon cards, and the crab is like advancing towards the viewer with weird effects and textures. Is intense. It's
pretty cool. So the Bulbmin is like Bulborbs. So Bulborbs are like those enemies from on the box of Pikmin 1. Mm-hmm. So Bulborbs are like the basic enemy that you fight. Then they evolve as time goes on. They become harder. But Bulbmin are weird because they're specific to Pikmin 2, and they're only in the underground areas. And like if you kill, it's like they look like Bulborbs, but they have Pikmin leaves coming out of the top of them. And if you fucking murder their parents, like you kill the mom, then you can just take the babies and like blow your whistle at them to collect them like you do Pikmin, and then they follow you, but they won't leave the underground. Like they stay there. But you can use them in those underground levels, and they're like really good. They're immune to like everything except damage from enemies, so they can like go in electricity, fire, they can swim.
Jesus.
Yeah, but they will still get killed by enemies and like blunt force trauma kind of stuff. But it's just like you kill their mom. You just fucking murder their parents like Batman style.
Dude, orphans are stronger.
Yeah, and then you use them, and then you just abuse them. And then leave. And then you just leave and you never look back. But you take your regular Pikmin with them. But like, yeah, that's the Bulbmin are really weird. But so they added the purple and the white Pikmin. Why don't you tell us about them?
Okay. So, and this this is another mechanic that I really like in Pikmin is that they make new Pikmin. But in this game, the purple Pikmin are different because they weigh more, which is a mechanic that comes up in puzzles. And also they can lift more. Mm-hmm. So
they're stronger.
A lot of the exploration, that's true. Yeah. A lot of the game, a lot of Pikmin is exploration and a lot of taking things back to your ship, whether it be money or your enemies. And purple Pikmin are great for that.
Yeah, you murder things, and then you bring their lifeless corpses back to your ship, and the ship absorbs it and creates more Pikmin.
See, but it's like less depressing than in like other RTSs because you're not like burning down villages.
I know.
where
I'm
you're,
just
like,
saying it's hilarious.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying it's just yeah. It's really cute. Like never was the food chain as cute as it is in Pikmin.
Yeah.
Pikmin are at the top
sometimes
so long
sad.
as they have a hive mind like leader.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
not, they're fucked. They can't swim. They can't do shit. They're just gonna
They just
stand
stay in
there
the
and run in a
ground.
circle.
Yeah.
They need you.
Mhm.
Please play Pikmin.
Yep.
Buy it today.
So we're not even being paid by Nintendo. We just want you to play it.
We love Pikmin.
All right. So white Pikmin.
Okay, white Pikmin are poison Pikmin. I shouldn't. Gonna save that secret for later. But white Pikmin are poison Pikmin. They are the weakest of all the Pikmin up until this point, but they attack twice as fast, so it makes up for that.
Yeah.
They're also the smallest aesthetically
And immune
So
to poison
tiny.
clouds and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. A big mechanic.
And they also
thing.
die easier than other Pikmin.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
fragile.
Mhm.
But also, okay. So another way that Pikmin die in this game is that they just get eaten because it is just like nature and the food chain.
Yeah, giant spiders, huge crabs, fucking rock monsters.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And they go.
That exact sound. You're so good at that. Please don't ever make that at the dinner table or something. That would make me so sad. But yes,
I'm good at sounds.
white Pikmin, when they're eaten, can potentially poison your enemy.
Yes.
And
so sacrifice
slowly
their
kill
little
them.
bodies.
Yeah, so that's really cool.
They also have red eyes.
Yeah,
don't they?
I really love the way they look. They're like a fly's eyes. If you look up really close or in the concept art, they have that slight texture to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're red-eyed and white. That's their defining feature, is that they have different eyes than the other Pikmin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're really cool. All right, so yeah, you 2 new Pikmin, including the not including the Bulbmin. You get money, get paid. Louie's a fuck up. So with the tag mechanic, or the partners mechanic rather, what's really cool about Pikmin 2 is that you can like split your Pikmin crew. Like you can only ever have 100 Pikmin on the field at a time. So you can pick like 50 red and like 50 yellow, or split it up differently. Like do 25, or whatever. But with like Olimar and Louie, there are some puzzles where like you need to give like 50 to Olimar and 50 to Louie, and then have them like
split
switch.
up.
Yeah, and you can only control one character at a time, so you have to like plan out your route. So like send Olimar on like part A of Planet 1, and then like part 2 of Planet 1 for Louie, and then they like solve the puzzle.
I think this is a mechanic in 2, or did they only implement this for 3? But you can retry days too. So
I don't remember, but I'm sure you could retry days.
Yeah.
You couldn't
but
do it in 1, but
yes,
yeah.
Your mistakes were permanent in 1.
Listeners, if you're a big Pikmin fan, I'm sorry if I got that wrong. I can't remember. It's been a while since I played 2. I've recently played 3, but
it's been like 9 years. So
yeah, chill the fuck out. It's been like 9 years.
But yeah, okay. So
It's just
hypothetically, if you can retry your days, it's really helpful and forgiving, because like if you plan out your route like you do in 3, and your day doesn't go exactly how you're planned, or you learn from your mistakes, you can retry it.
Yes. So yeah. Pikmin 2 is a lot of fun. And then Pikmin 3 came out.
Yay!
And that one is on the Nintendo Wii U.
Yes.
And so Pikmin 3.
At the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, out of all the Pikmin games, 3 is my favorite.
Yes.
But I will tell you a little bit why after we get through a little bit about the game.
Yes,
so
yes,
Pikmin
yes.
3's story is like pretty straightforward. It's all about getting food. You hungry, and so are your friends. So like
Yes.
the home world. Actually, since you did 2, do you want to explain the plot, and then I'll go over the characters?
Yeah, no
Okay.
problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's interesting is, and I feel like people like misunderstood this, but Olimar is a different species than the aliens that are in 3. They look really similar,
Yes.
but the characters or the aliens that you play in 3 are Kopais from the planet Kopites, and no, they're Kopites from the planet Kopai, and
Good job.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
And you are desperately trying to help revive your planet because you've run out of food, and you're searching the universe for other planets that have food that you can eat.
Right.
And you come across the same planet that Olimar found, and you find out that this fucking planet is chock full of fruit.
There's,
There's grapes everywhere.
There's kiwis all over the
raspberries,
place.
apples, watermelons.
So the kiwis are
Holy
giant spiders
shit.
also, which is horrifying.
Yeah, sometimes the fruits are
Monsters. Yeah.
Sometimes the things that we want are the things that want to hurt us.
Yes, true.
Pikmin teaching us deep,
I
profound
like
messages.
the little side note there. I like in Pikmin 3 when you find the flip phone buried in the dirt and there's
Yeah.
a picture of ferrets on it. Like
Yeah.
it's a real picture of ferrets. Like someone took a real picture,
Someone
like
at
real life.
Nintendo
ferrets.
loves their ferrets, and it's like, dude, can I just please put my goddamn
You know,
ferrets in there?
It's like our music provider, Mr. Michael Fox. He loves his ferrets too.
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I
the
saw
guy who
those
does our
and
music.
I thought of it immediately.
Yeah, a guy who does our music, Michael Fox, Ambassador Fox. You probably at this point listen to all of his sweet music. Has some cute ferrets. Who knows? Those might be them.
Yes, exactly. Pet
Yeah.
lovers have no bounds. But yes, so you're just trying to scour the planet for fruits. You have something called the fruit file, which is essentially like your encyclopedia of what you need to collect if you want
And
to
they call the
100%
fruits
the
weird
game.
things.
Yeah, they're aliens. So another thing that's great about the writing is that they call the fruits weird things. Like they don't know that an apple's an apple, so they call it like
The only one that I can actually
Shit.
remember is like grapes are dusk pustules and like and like lemons are like face
face wrinklers.
wrinklers. Yeah.
Exactly.
And stuff like that. Which is really fun.
Oh, also the texturing for that game is absolutely phenomenal.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. Pikmin 3 looks beautiful.
Yeah. I don't know if, because I don't know. I try to do some research beforehand, but if you guys want to comment on maybe what you know about Pikmin 3 that makes it look so beautiful, but the texturing for that game is like different than in any game that I've seen before.
And the water is beautiful. Like it's so nice looking. I love some good water in some video games, and man, does it look good in that game. It still looks great.
Yeah.
But yeah, that game, it's interesting because like that game takes the partner mechanic.
Yes.
And brings it up one character. So you got 3
Exactly.
characters. You don't get them all at first. Of course.
And they perfect it.
in Pikmin style, you get separated.
Of course.
Yeah. So
You
you got
crash land.
Alf is like the unofficial main character, and then Brittany's like number 2, and then Charlie's the last guy you get.
They all
And
got distinct personalities.
They got
They're
distinct
sick.
personalities. Brittany's a bitch. Alf
Hey,
is like
calm down. Brittany's my homegirl.
it's not
She's
bad
just
to be a
sassy.
it's not bad to be a bitch.
You know what?
Brittany is
All dogs go to heaven,
Brittany
so.
okay. So like Alf is like the unofficial main character. He's sort of like the Olimar of the game.
Yeah, he's the
He's like-
alternate costume for Smash. So
Yeah. And then Charlie is sort of like the rough around the edges, but like loves his team. Like he's the tough guy.
Yeah,
But Brittany
he's the captain.
is the sassy one. And like you get to read their journals at the end of the day sometimes. And whenever Brittany writes, she's like, oh man, I hope there's enough juice for everybody. But if there like wasn't enough juice for everybody, like I would get it. Like
Well,
it would be me. She's ready to dump them as soon as she can.
well, she's the botanist of the crew. So
she is the botanist,
yeah.
yeah.
So she's super excited about
Yeah.
all these new plant life.
She's sassy.
Exactly.
She's sassy. So Pikmin 3 takes an interesting approach. It has the red, yellow, and blue Pikmin, but it does not have the purple and white Pikmin in the game.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Instead, they are replaced by 2 new types of Pikmin called the rock and the winged Pikmin.
Rock and wind Pikmin.
Yes, indeed. So the rock Pikmin are exactly what they sound. They're cute, adorable little pebbles
Little rock plants.
with tiny little, leaves coming out of their heads.
and teeny eyes.
And the rock Pikmin's ability is that they can shatter hard surfaces. They're
break your mind.
when thrown and they fall on enemies, they do critical damage, and they also are immune to blunt force trauma,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
You can just punch them in the face and they don't give a fuck because
Yeah,
it's a
like-
rock. You just punched a
yeah,
rock.
like when
Congratulations.
big fat ass monsters roll over them, they just get like stuffed into the ground. They're fine.
and you can pluck them again. Like you can.
Yeah, you can like rip their fucking asses out of the ground.
Yeah.
And then winged Pikmin are like
Oh, they're so cute.
they're adorable. They're pink in color.
Yes.
And with bright blue eyes, like more like sapphire eyes. And they fly around.
I'd say azure.
Azure eyes.
Yeah.
Their eyes are azure.
God. But yeah, and they have little stripes. Like
Yeah.
little
They're like little
slightly
bees.
darker pink stripes. They're,
Yeah.
yeah, they're
And
exactly.
their thing is they can fly above watered areas, so you can travel watered areas, not like blue Pikmin, but like they can't go underwater, but you can get
They
them
have-
to new places like that. They can lift things upwards, so like they can like lift gates that live up. They can grab like plants that are sticking out the ground and like pluck them. But
see, this is another thing about Pikmin. They always just add really great new mechanics, but in a way that's really adorable and that you get attached to.
and they just flow together well. And once you unlock each Pikmin as you play the game, you gotta find their like onion, which is where they spawn from.
Yeah.
And so then more of the game opens up naturally. So like since the white Pikmin and the purple Pikmin are gone, they redesigned the game a little bit to encompass the new types of gameplay. And I'd say winged Pikmin are even more fragile than white Pikmin were. They're like the weakest of all the Pikmin, but they can fly.
Yeah.
So they can stay out of reach of low to the ground enemies.
Yeah.
And they can also like pick things up. And
Yeah.
the coolest thing, Jen, I don't know if you noticed this, but like know how
Maybe I
like
did.
when you make a Pikmin bring back like a collectible to your ship.
Yeah.
Well, the winged Pikmin will pick it up and fly a more direct route. So like they
Yes.
will skip like they bring it back faster.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is cool.
Because another cool thing about Pikmin is that you have to explore the map, and you also have to make pathways accessible for not only you to travel in, because your character is pretty invulnerable to the environment. Like you can go over terrain that's difficult that your Pikmin cannot.
Like if you get killed, you get a game over. But it's like the enemies like don't usually go after you. They go after your Pikmin.
Yeah, and
they
also
wanna eat your
yeah.
adorable little Pikmin. Like
you have to protect them because they're your children. You love them.
yes, they are super cute.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Pikmin 3 is awesome. It's one awesome addition to Pikmin 3 is that like the Wii U gamepad, if you choose to play with the gamepad, of course
Yeah,
you
it's a
can play
Wii U
with
game.
Yeah. If you choose to play with like other controller styles, that's fine. Like I like when we play Pikmin Bingo, which is the versus mode we're going to talk about in a minute. You can use the Pro Controller. I like to use that in there. But like on the main game, you can use the Wii U gamepad and you can see the whole entire map. And if you like scroll on the map with your fingers on the touchpad, like the game pauses. But on the TV, you can see like the overworld environment. But then you've got like the broken down map on the Wii U gamepad. And then
It
at the
gives
end
you
of the day,
an amazing strategical advantage.
yeah, at the end of the day, which would be like, I guess, the end of a round, you can see like all of your steps and you watch your path and like watch the day from like beginning to end, which is really cool, and see where you're fucked up and what you want to do and plan out what you want to do the next day.
Yeah.
And Pikmin 3 is a little easier to survive because you just like collect fruit and then like if you run out of juice, then you lose. But if you don't, then you don't. So
Yeah,
like
you need
just
that juice.
Right, but it's more like the exploration and like wanting to get everything before you go to the end of the game. Because like in Pikmin 3, you just like it's more linear in like story and like goal than Pikmin 1 is, but it's still really, really, really like intuitive with how the levels are designed. Because you can play the game and get everything. Or you can play the game and just get bare minimal,
Yeah.
and still get through it.
You'd have to rush though. See, that's the thing. Like if you collect less fruit, which is the collectible in this game, is like the game extender.
Yes.
Then you have to rush more because you have less of a food supply. You could starve to death, and you have to beat the game faster. So it matches really well. If you want to do a speed run, then go ahead. It's gonna be a shorter game. But if you want a longer experience and you want to explore more of the game, then you can, and that it rewards you.
Yeah, it's really great. I feel
This
like
game is perfect.
so Pikmin 3 is interesting because I haven't met a lot of people who've played it. I've met some hardcore fans. Wii U wasn't a big seller.
Yeah,
it was kind of a failed Nintendo console on paper, even though I really love the Wii U, and it's one of my favorite Nintendo consoles. It's like an HD Super Nintendo. I say that all the time. But yeah, so Pikmin 3 was released, and then they also Nintendo selected it like a few years ago or maybe last year, which means it is $19.99 brand new retail. So Pikmin
That's
3
true.
is super cheap now. You can probably get a used copy for like $15. If you have a Wii U, you have no excuses. The game is fantastic.
Yeah, and like even though we're describing the plots of the Pikmin games, they're not
We're not
super
spoiling
deep.
anything either.
Yeah, you do not need to play 1 and 2 to play 3. You can just go ahead and go into 3 if you want.
Yeah, you can
yeah.
play whatever one you want. I like 3 the best, and it's also like arguably the easiest. 2 is also pretty easy.
I think 2 was easier.
Yeah, I guess 2 is probably easier. 3 is a
Yeah.
little harder.
Well,
but,
because
like,
I feel like, okay, maybe you might be right, because 3 you
The
can kind of
bosses are
pick
harder
your
in 3.
difficulty. And yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and the bosses, like, there are more enemies that will like kill a mass amount of your Pikmin in 3 than any other game, but it's
Yeah.
also easy to occur Pikmin.
Yeah.
And losing a lot of Pikmin in Pikmin 1 because it's so timed is like
Devastating.
devastating.
Uh-huh.
Like it is like I almost cried a few times playing Pikmin 1 because it was like I watched my Pikmin die, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to spend a day getting all those Pikmin.
Yeah,
back.
like I only have 30 days to live.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You better hurry up. The clock is ticking.
Oh my god.
Yeah. All right. So, okay. So there's a feature in Pikmin 3 called Pikmin Bingo that Jen and I really love.
Bingo.
Okay. So Pikmin Bingo is a versus mode in which you choose a map, and it's split screen multiplayer, which thank God. And you have a bingo board, and it's like you've got to do like a.
This sounds really boring, but it's actually amazing.
So imagine this. I'm gonna try to make it sound exciting. Okay.
Do it,
All right.
babe.
So you are set on an alien.
Okay, stop with the voice, but you do it.
I can't do the voice.
You can do the voice if you want.
Do you not like the voice?
It sounds a little Michael Bay.
Yeah, that's the point.
Okay, go then. Go.
Yeah,
You're
I
doing a
mean,
good job.
fuck Michael Bay, but like, I want to do the Michael Bay voice.
You go.
Okay. You're on an alien planet. You're just a lone Kopai, and there's another Kopai that wants you dead, or wants a bingo, whichever comes first. You choose a level, choose your least favorite person in your life, and fight them to your house. And then you must collect 4 items on your bingo board before your opponent does. Collect cherries to gain power-ups, like meteors to crush your opponent into the ground, or other super-powered items to help fight your foe. Set traps and other enemies against your foe. Attack them directly. Be the first to collect 4 to be the victor. In Pikmin Bingo in theaters this summer. Starring Megan Fox, Shia LaBeouf, and Batman. Okay, so yeah,
that was pretty good.
Yeah, so Pikmin Bingo is a game where you hang out with your friend. It's 1-on-1, and the goal is to get bingo. So you get this big map. There's a bunch of themes. They're really cool. There's a few DLC maps that are free. By the way, now they were like $2.99 to start, but now they're just included in the game.
Super affordable. But it's just like instead of calling out B9.
Yeah.
10.
You get like 4 oranges.
Yeah, exactly. You need to find things on the map. Like the same way you explore in Pikmin and defeat enemies in Pikmin and bring them back to your ship. You need to do that, but you have to fill your bingo spots.
And you can do it a bunch of different ways. Like, so there are bosses sometimes that'll spawn that are guarding items. There's ones that are easier to get than others. And there's just a bunch of like different strategies you can use, and depending on the level there's like different type of Pikmin available, which is cool.
Exactly.
So you can be really aggressive and attack your opponent. Like you can go and try to kill their Pikmin. You can try to sabotage them, or you can try to like, one thing that like some advanced tactics is you can pick up the items that your opponent needs if like you're behind.
God.
And either bring them and drop them by strong enemies.
Yeah.
Or you can just collect them in your ship so that's harder for them to win.
Yeah.
So like essentially
you steal their B9.
You have to go out and find them, and then you have to have your you have to have your Pikmin grab the item and bring it back to the ship. So there's like 3 pieces there. And while dealing with your opponent. So like depending on who you're playing with, it can get really competitive. And
because there's a limited amount of items. Like, you can just steal the only orange on the fucking map, and then you can't. It's inaccessible, and that's what you needed to win.
Like, you can't get like straight down left column. Then you have to do like diagonal across. And what gets even more hectic is if you take too long, if the clock goes too long, then like you start getting these things called wild cards, where like if you bring it back to your home base, it gives you a random one on your bingo board.
How cute is that?
Yeah, and the cherries give you superpowers.
They're just mind-blowingly there's god powers.
Yeah, so essentially like there's a bunch of different ones you can get. Like you can buff all your Pikmin, so if you're going to go into war with a big enemy or attack your opponent, you give them steroids so they like attack twice as fast. Or you can get like meteor rocks that just drop on your opponent. But if your opponent's smart, what they'll do is like
run to your base, and then
they'll run to your base or run at you.
Kamikaze.
Right, kamikaze. Or they have a lot of rock Pikmin. One thing is that I noticed is that like you can hit B, and like you can disperse your Pikmin into different groups, and then you can like call your rock Pikmin and try to kite.
Little strategy things.
Yeah, little strategies. But yeah, Pikmin Bingo is sick. It's like maybe one of the best things about Pikmin. Like it's super fun. I don't know a lot.
It's just a like not a throwaway. They obviously put a lot of effort into it.
It wasn't the main
it was
focus.
Like, yeah, it's not a main focus for Pikmin 3 at all. Like of the but it's so good. It's like a really great like party game,
Yeah.
like versus game. I have more fun playing it as like a versus game than a lot of the Mario Party versus games. Like, and it's more intense, but it's like less friendship breaking. Like, me and Leon have some contention.
Yeah.
You know, like it's at one point it was maybe the biggest problem in our relationship.
That's true.
But we have since grown stronger and transcended that.
Right. Yeah. We all know like who wears the crown. But yeah, so like Pikmin Bingo's real good.
Bitch, you wanna go?
They upped it. Yeah, man. Like anytime, literally. I see a little bit of background. Since the podcast is personal, you guys are getting to know us. Jen is amazing at Pikmin Bingo. She's really good. She crushes her enemies with an iron fist.
Thank you.
And she used to beat me consistently, and I usually beat Jen in most of the competitive games we play.
It's true.
But
he couldn't let me have this.
I found out her weakness. And listen, I'm not gonna out her on this podcast, so that like if she plays other people,
That's true.
I'm not gonna like tell.
You're not gonna
weakness.
reveal my great weakness,
right? I'm not gonna reveal her great weakness because I owe that much to her.
He loves me that much, guys, that he's not gonna reveal my like Zelda eyeball that's like in my ass.
Right,
like,
exactly. I'm not gonna goma her, but like. Yeah, it's a fun game. You should play with your friends. I think it's as polished as like other Nintendo main franchise games as far as like multiplayer goes. Like Smash Brothers is great to have your friends over and play, but like just have your friends over and play some Pikmin Bingo. Like Pikmin.
Why play Smash when you can play competitive Pikmin Bingo? Come on, Nintendo, your time to support the competitive Nintendo scene.
Call out.
Forget Melee, forget Smash. Like bringing it to Pikmin.
Yeah. Forget like Pokemon Tournament and ARMS.
Exactly.
Like, yeah. Okay, so anyways, Pikmin Bingo is great. You should definitely play it. They updated it, like I said, they added boss drops in, they added new items, they added like a few new levels. It's super fun. The only thing I wish they would have added in for like Pikmin Bingo is it would have been cool if they like added in white and purple Pikmin. Like
I wish they added mandatory people to play Pikmin, or else Nintendo comes to your
There's
house
no
and
online
shoots
mode.
your face.
There is no online mode, so if that's important to you, it might be like a little bit difficult for you.
Yeah,
but like
it's
really a couch co-op
me.
experience thing. You know, the Wii U is not known for its like online play, but like that's one of the selling points to me. I know I'm like in the super minority for that. It was a huge criticism of the Wii U is like its online stuff, but like I like having people over and I like hanging out with my friends in person. So I know not everyone can do that.
I hate my friends personally.
Jen has no friends.
It's
but,
true.
Yeah, because of what she just said.
Yeah.
All right, so we're kind of coming to the end here.
There's an end? Do I not get to talk about Pikmin for the rest of my life?
Well, you can keep talking about Pikmin, but we're not going to keep recording you. I mean, this is already a very focused, like a focused specific interest episode already.
I specifically asked for a Pikmin episode, guys.
Yeah, this is for Jen.
Ask for a part 2. Yeah, just if there's enough demand from our listeners for Jen to talk more about Pikmin, it'll happen.
Right, so like last night we were deciding what to do for the episode, and like I was like, Jen, let's do an episode together because like you're my next guest I want to have you. and I'm like, what should we do? Should we do Chrono Trigger? Should we do Tales of Symphonia, Tales of the Abyss? Should we do Yoshi's Island, Mario RPG? Because we play games together all the time.
We play so many video games together.
We do. We're just a gamer couple.
Bond.
But
Stop.
Listen. No, but she's like, can we do Pikmin? And I was like, yes.
Yay!
And that's why we're here.
Yay!
So anyways, let's move on. Pikmin shorts. Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Pikmin, decided that he was going to sit in his basement and he was going to make these 3 little mini movies that were downloadable on the Wii U, and they're called the Pikmin shorts, and they're little movies about Pikmin done in like high quality like graphics, run on the same engine that they made Pikmin 3 on.
You guys can't see me, but I'm like praying, my hands clasped together to my lips.
You had to pay for them, so I don't think a lot of people look for them. They're like $5 on the Wii U shop channel. You could probably watch them on YouTube, but like
you can't, by the way.
Oh, you can't?
I've tried.
Thank God.
I mean, maybe in the past year.
Yeah.
But like
Nintendo he did such a good job. He deserved to be paid $5 for that shit. All right, Jen, so tell me about the Pikmin shorts a little bit.
Oh God, a little bit. Okay, so
don't spoil them. Just talk about them.
Yeah.
They're not that long.
Just think
They're
about
shorts.
Yeah, just think about really charming. Like the CalArts animations come each year. Just a really short animation that kind of expands on the characters of the Pikmin world. So you get to see. just Alamar actually interacting with the different Pikmins in different ways, and the Pikmins interacting with each other in different ways. But Pikmin are real dumb on their own.
They're so stupid.
They're really dumb, but they're so just charming. You just want to protect them as if they were your own children.
Right.
So yeah, when the Pikmin shorts are great because they're just fucking idiots out in nature, like finding random things that humans have left behind and getting in trouble.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What wouldn't you want but small little nature gremlins? Making explosions accidentally.
And each episode escalates. So like the first one's short, the second one's a little longer, the third one's
the first one's about cannibalism, the second one's about
finding
drowning,
yeah,
and isolation.
The third one's about mass murder.
The third one, yes, exactly.
Yeah, real hard stuff here.
I'm not joking.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, Pikmin shorts, check them out. They're great.
Hopefully we've titillated your interest.
Yeah, we've titillated you.
Hey! Oh my god!
Okay, so Pikmin 4, not announced yet, not out yet. Shigeru Miyamoto has said that it is in the works. He said that like a year ago. We got Hey Pikmin and...
Guys, if you buy Pikmin just all in mass now.
No, we already did that we're going to send our viewer or our listener base broke because I already told them to buy other stuff in past episodes. So like, yeah, actually, you know what? Fuck it. You have jobs. Buy Pikmin. I literally just heel turned myself.
Hey, you get minimum wage just like everyone else.
Yeah, minimum wage is livable, right? Okay, so Pikmin 4. If we get it, might be Nintendo 3DS, might be a Nintendo Switch, might be both.
Please be on the Switch.
Tell me two things. What do you want out of Pikmin 4, and what Pikmin do you want to see make it into Pikmin 4 out of all of them? Because we can assume red, yellow, and blue will be there. But like, what Pikmin do you want in that game, and what do you want? Like, what is the thing that must be in Pikmin 4 to make you really want it? Besides Pikmin,
I want Pikmin's necessary.
Yeah. I want Pikmin in Pikmin 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just 4.
Yeah.
The fuck.
4 for Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
All right.
So I want Poison Pikmin back. They're so cute. Another part of why I really like the shorts is because there's amazing poison Pikmin in it.
Yeah.
But I want poison Pikmin back, and for 4, I want maybe just another alien planet. I think that would be cool. Or like maybe a greater antagonist that still fits in the world. That's really fun, but just something a little bit more like all-encompassing, because in the other games you take bosses as they go and you have to make your goal at the end of the game that's been clear the whole game. But maybe like a weird plot twist in Pikmin could be really fun.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
For me, I want rock Pikmin coming back. They're my favorite. They're so cute. They're so fun. I love them.
It's true.
And so this is my envisionment for Pikmin 4. It's a Nintendo Switch game. Okay. It would also work on 3DS. I prefer it on Switch just because of
You're
this.
being so specific. I love it.
Yeah. So I want them to add another character. I want it to be a 4th character. Maybe some of them are returning characters, or maybe not. Yeah. So 4 characters. But here's the thing.
Ooh.
So when you play it single player,
yeah,
right, you control like you do in Pikmin 3. Like you control them individually or as a squad, whatever.
Damn boy, do you want this to be multiplayer? What the fuck? Go.
But yeah, co-op campaign. So if you have a Nintendo Switch and I have a Nintendo Switch, you can bring your Nintendo Switch to my house, and you can be Olimar and I'll be Alf, and we can play the campaign together. And then you can explore the overworld map at the same time I am, and we can both have 100 Pikmin on there at the same time, and the difficulty would be like ramped up for like 2 players, and then you could add 3 or 4 players, up to 4, and maybe add like an online mode for people. And then like they could make the maps like even bigger, and then they could use like the rendering engine from Breath of the Wild for like the grass and the leaves and the water and the trees. And yeah, and honestly, I'd like to see all the Pikmin types, and like maybe when you start the game, you get the 3 base, and then you can have 2 slots. So you can pick like flying Pikmin and poison Pikmin, but not rock or purple. And then you could like need friends to get past other obstacles because like they have the 2 Pikmin that you don't have. Or like, then again, maybe you could only have 3 types of Pikmin, like 3 slots, and they're all were different available. But in order to have like other Pikmin, you'd have to go back to your home ship and change it. You know, so like that would be really cool. And then even more important than all of this is that I want a big 4-player Pikmin bingo. Yes. What do you think of that?
I need to call Miyamoto right now. I need to get him to the house where I'm right now. We need to tell him. We need to get him on the podcast. Grant, can we get Miyamoto on the podcast? Do we have money for that?
Not yet.
Okay.
Soon.
I'll start saving.
Soon.
GoFundMe.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Get Miyamoto
We'll
over
get a
here listen to Leon's ideas because they're so good. Jennifer Putichit Ross saying it right now. She might be the biggest fan of Pikmin on this goddamn earth, but Leon Sabolkin,
That's me.
this boy over here, has the ideas.
I'm the idea man.
He's the idea man.
I'm the EX Leon. All right. So we've talked a little about Pikmin today, and it's been real good. Everyone sounds
I know,
super
exactly. Everyone's so excited. I feel like
excited
I can
about
hear
Pikmin.
like chemistry, like explosions.
Yeah, it
in my
sounds like
brain.
actual
I
explosions.
love it.
Yeah. I'm pumped about Pikmin. But yeah,
We're
we've talked a lot about Pikmin. I just want to let our listeners know it's been like we've been working real hard on the podcast. We're hoping you're enjoying it. It's been like real hectic.
I
in
try
our
sort
lives.
of. Yeah.
But the store has been really hectic. But yeah, I want to before we close things up, I want to leave the viewers with like it's good to know like the people who run the podcast, you know, like so like we feel like we're friends. You know, I want to get to know you guys, your listeners. I want you guys to tell me what you think about the podcast. But I also want you to know a little bit about what's going on in our lives. So like today at work, I work at Planet Fun, a game store in Savannah, Georgia. It's really fun. And it's where I get a lot of my video games
Planet
collectibles.
Fun.
And it's run by like a really great guy named John, who's my boss, and it's fun to work there. But today, something really funny happened. So
Tell me.
I was organizing Pokemon cards, Magic cards, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and there was this little kid in the back of the store, and he was talking to one of our regulars, who was about like a 20-something-year-old like awkward dude, and he was like, "Hey, you know, do you play Yu-Gi-Oh?" And he's like, "Yeah, I play Yu-Gi-Oh." He's like, "Cool." So they started talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
Of
And then
course.
all of a sudden, the kid like pulled a random card out of the stack and was like, "See this card right here?" And the guy's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm gonna use this card. I'm gonna own you." And the guy's like, "What?" He's
the
like, "I'm gonna
fuck?
own you, dude."
This kid?
Yeah, I'm gonna own you. Like just like starting to like light fire, right?
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Huh, okay." And then he pulls out another
Yeah,
card. He's like,
dude.
"See this card? This card's from Yami Yugi's deck. I'm gonna destroy you with
Yami
it.
Yugi?
Yami Yugi. I'm gonna destroy you with it." And the guy's like, "What?" He's like, "What you got? What you got in your deck that could beat this? What you got in your deck that could beat this?" And the guy's like, "What?" And I'm just there trying not to laugh at this like 8-year-old like trying to like dunk on this other guy, and I'm like hiding behind the pillar like just watching this. And then he's like, "Man, I'm not gonna talk to you anymore." And like he just like starts ignoring the kid, and then the kid goes over to him and nudges him on the shoulder and is like, "I'm sorry, like I'm just messing with you, dude. Like I'm just giving you
playing
a hard
around.
time."
I'm
Just
not
playing around.
actually
And the
gonna
guy
send
the
you
guy
to
was
the
like
shadow
the guy
realm.
was like, "Okay. All right, yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool." And then he pulls another card out of the thing. Is like, "Yeah, but what you gonna do about this card, though? What you gonna do
Oh
about this card?"
my
And I was
God.
like, "Oh my god,
This kid
is
desperate
trying to
send
send him to
someone-
the shadow realm."
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's out for blood, or like he wants his dead
Yeah.
wife back,
And
or
all the time-
his grandpa back.
And this is back in the store by the arcade, and so like the whole entire time, there's like a family who's like essentially like crying because their like young kid has been playing Gauntlet for too long, and he's like also young.
Same.
It's a day of the young kids, and they gave him 1 quarter, and he's killing the game. And they've been there for like an hour, and they just want to go to like the dumb shops in Savannah before they close, but they can't because the kid's been dragged
this
around the
kid's
city
too
all day.
strong. This family
So there's just a bunch of
underestimated
it's like
him.
child power these days. So like that's sort of like what my job's like on a daily basis, and I have a lot of more goofy stories for you guys as time goes on. But I just want to like start putting those in the episodes, like just so you know what's going on and some fun little things.
tidbit here and there.
But yeah, thank you for joining us for Pikmin. And it's been really fun. But yeah, with that, this has been another dismal episode of the EXPodcast.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Yeah, I
It
hope you
probably
guys had
shouldn't
fun
be.
or whatever. I don't really care. But
Wow.
for real though, we are happy.
Shut that emphasis.
We're really happy that you joined us for this roller coaster of an episode. It's been a weird one. if you thirst for more EX podcast, check us
Thirst.
out through our primary gig. Jen and I do Choose My Own Adventure podcast with the marketing man at Osborne.
Yeah, you can make our lives harder.
Yeah, you
by
can make our lives
voting on the internet.
Yeah, you vote for what happens to us in that role-playing podcast, and you can make our lives really miserable.
If you
I'm sure
comment,
you'd love that.
You
If
can just be like, kill Jen.
If you hate this episode of EX Podcast, you can literally just make our lives awful, like directly, which is great for you and awful for us. So check us out on the Choose My Own Adventure podcast website, and you find EX Podcast there, and also at iTunes and wherever podcasts are found. Also, don't forget about the wonderful Jennifer Ross. Hey, Jen, where can we find more about some Ross action?
Okay, so you can just find me on my website, Jennifer P, like potato,
Or pumpkin,
pumpkin.
or pie,
Yes,
poster,
Ross, ROS.
1S.
.com, and on there is my everything. I have everything because I want you to look at my art. I draw things.
Yeah, she paid a lot of money to go to school for it.
Yeah, I
And she's actually really
paid
good
money
at it.
to learn how
She
to
also
draw
designed
the face.
She also designed the EX Podcast logo.
I did.
Yep.
It's if you like the thing, look at the other things, and
Yeah.
maybe I can make you a thing.
Yeah, great,
Pay me money
great.
so I can eat and play Pikmin.
And yeah, absolutely. And as always, Grant is our god of sound, editing
God, Grant, what a
once more.
talented man.
Yeah, he's great. As well as Ambassador Fox, you can find him on SoundCloud.
Another
doing
talented man.
Doing all the tunes. Rate us on iTunes. Give us some feedback if you want to get on the show or have suggestions. I'm down, my dudes.
Yeah.
And with that, we are boarding our spaceship for now, but we will be touching back down in due time.
We're actually small aliens.
But until then, go enjoy some Pikmin. That was pretty good.